Hello YouTube students, my name is Vincent and today we're going to be looking at trigonometric equations. The question I want to look at is a NY Regents question, and it states, what is the solution set for 2 cosine theta minus 1 equals 0 in the interval 0 is less than or equal to theta, which is less than or equal to 360 degrees. Alright. So to get started, we want to solve for cosine theta. Right? We're looking at 2 cosine theta minus 1 equals 0. And we're going to treat this like a single variable algebra equation. Right? So what do? We're going to add 1 to both sides. Right? And we're going to be looking at now 2 cosine theta, because this minus 1 and plus 1 cancel out, is equal to 1. Now to get cosine theta on its own, we divide by 2. Right? And we're looking at cosine theta is equal to 1/2, right? So now, in order to solve for theta, right, I'm just going to go ahead and write 1/2 a little bit more to the right. To solve for theta, what we want to do is take the cosine inverse of both sides of this equation, right? When we use the cosine inverse function, what it will do to cosine theta is just give us theta, remember, because the inverse function undoes what the function does. Next, we have to look at the cosine inverse of 1/2. This is going to be equal to 60 degrees. Right? There are two ways we could get there. One would be to use your TI-83 calculator and just punch in the cosine inverse of 1/2 or 0.5. The second way, which I will show in another video, would be to use a 30, 60, 90 triangle to figure out the particular value of cosine at 60 degrees. But like I said, in a different video, we would look for that. So now I want to look at the solution set. Right? We have one solution, but now what we need to do is we need to start looking for the second solution. Right? So we come over here to the Cartesian plane, and whenever students take a test which covers, coterminal angles, if it covers reference angles, right? It's always a good idea to write ASTC, right? Which tells us that the first quadrant, all of the trigonometric functions are positive. In the second quadrant, only sine is positive. In the third quadrant, only tangent. And last, in the fourth quadrant, only cosine is positive, right? And how this helps us is, for a problem like this, we start by drawing in our first angle, right? We know that one of our solutions for theta is 60 degrees, right? And this 60 degrees is going to be our reference angle, right? So now when we need to find our second solution, we know that cosine is positive in the fourth quadrant, right? Because we need our cosine theta, right? At this stage here, cosine theta equaled 1/2. So that means if we bring our reference angle 60 degrees away from the x-axis into the fourth quadrant. Remember, a reference angle is the distance from the x-axis, right, into whichever quadrant. So in this case, into the fourth quadrant, we drop our 60 degrees away from the x-axis. And I'm just going to go ahead and label it as a negative 60 degrees, right? Because whenever we travel away from the x-axis, that would be negative degree measure, right, going in a clockwise direction. So if we go negative 60 away, now we could use this principle of coterminal angles, right? And we want to be in this range of 0 to 360, so what we could do is we take our negative 60 degrees and we could add 360 degrees to it, right? And now a positive 360 and a minus 360 tells us that our other angle is 300 degrees. So the rest of our solution set, we're going to go ahead and write in 300 degrees, right? And if you have a TI-83 calculator, you could go ahead and punch in cosine of 60 and cosine of 300, and you should get a positive 1/2 for both of those. Okay, well that concludes this video. I hope that it was informative, and if your test is this week, good luck on your exam. Thank you.